By the time students get here, they've had 15, 16, 17, 18 years of people telling them who they are and what they're successful at. And grades can be terrible in this way. But I think that by the time students get here, they, like I said, they've had so much content, so many people telling them like who they are, that you know, it's time to just tell all those people, thanks very much, but please go away. And just really listen to, like, what is the thing that sort of gets you going? You know, it's like, where do you find the line of inquiry for yourself that's fascinating? Like, what sort of fascinates you? And like, do more of that, literally. I don't necessarily believe that, you know, we're born with a distinctive, you know, interest in mind, or a mission, or a vocation, or a, you know, calling, or whatever. I think in my case, I kind of was, you know, like an artist. I'm glad I found this thing. Otherwise, I'd have just been a bad carpenter all my life, kind of making things that I didn't really want to make. But I do think that we are not given useless gifts. And in a place like Bethel University, it's very easy, because this place will affirm a lot of things that are useful for the Christian faith. That's not necessarily what God wants you to do, you know? It's like, it's not necessarily what you should do. I heard this guy talk a while back. A guy came and spoke to my church. This guy was a missionary. It's like all his life he kind of felt like he needed, like he was that person, the guy who was really driven. You know, he had a heart for missions and wanted to do it, and became a missionary, and was doing it, and had gotten funding, and he was in Indonesia, and he's standing there in the shower one day, and kind of just, he's miserable. He's literally sort of weeping in the shower, because he sees this insect climbing up the wall of the shower, and all he wants to do is to paint that insect. That's all. That's really interesting to me, because, you know, so he quit being a missionary, and he went to become a painter, and now it's like his life is working for him, you know. You know, he was miserable before. He couldn't stand it. He hated everything he was doing, even though from, you know, our perspective here at Bethel, he was doing a lot of great stuff. You know, his faith told him he was doing a lot of stuff. His perception of God told him, you know, you're doing some great stuff. But all he wanted to do was to paint that bug. And he kind of heard a voice. He relays that he heard a voice telling him, paint the bug. You know, so he did. Now he's having this career. He's still in the visual arts. He's finding ways to make that work, and it's really working for him. So I would say, you know, quit telling yourself what you're experiencing, and listen to what you're experiencing. What are you really interested in? God doesn't give us useless gifts.